cover several other actuators, including thermostats, stepping motors, variable speed drives, and timers. Actually, timers are usually not part of a closed-loop control system because they usually do not make adjustments based on a sensor input, but timers are a common actuator and they fit best here. We have covered a range of actuators, and there are more we could cover, but time is limited. If you understand the concept of these actuators, you can do a pretty good job of searching other actuators. Thermostats are a very common actuator. Thermostats are used to control heating systems, cooling systems, ovens, the cooling system on your car, and many other temperature-related processes. Thermostats actually include several parts of a closed-loop control system. Most have a temperature sensor and the feedback element needed. They usually have a set point, and most will have some switching differential or deadband. Some thermostats have timers or clocks that allow the users to adjust the set point at different times of the day. Most thermostats use simple two-position on-off control, but some can be found that use incremental steps to make adjustments to control temperature. Residential thermostats normally have two stages. They can be used to control both the heating system and the cooling system. Many older thermostats could also be used for either heating or cooling, and the way it was determined was by how it was wired on the back of the thermostat. The wording used was open on writes, which means that the circuit opened as the temperature increases. This wiring was used for a heating system, so that when it became warmer, the heater was turned off when the circuit was opened. Conversely, cooling systems were connected to circuits that closed as the temperature rose. So, if a space became warm, the circuit closed and the cooling system turned on. Variable speed drives are important when trying to adjust the speed of a shaft on a conveyor. An auger, fan, pump, mixer, or some other devices. We are not going to get into variable speed drivers very much, but I want you to be aware that they exist. Mechanical devices can be used as a variable speed drive. Various types of transmission systems can be used to change shaft speeds. Both direct current motors and alternating current motors can be connected to devices to vary the motor shaft speed. The last type of device that I want to mention here, variable frequency drives. They adjust motor speed and torque by varying the frequency and voltage of the electricity supplied to the motor. The main point is that there are mechanical and electrical devices that can be used to vary the speed and torque of a shaft. Stepping motors are another category of devices that provide rotary rotational motion from the electrical power. We are not going to get into how stepping motors work. What I want you to know is summarized on this slide. Stepping motors can be used to produce controlled shaft rotational speed in terms of revolutions per minute. They can also be used to put a shaft in a particular position or angle. Some stepping motors can turn forward or backward, stop, and then change direction. When stepping motors are used to set rotational position, they usually have a way to know when the shaft is in the home or zero position. This can be indicated with a home sensor or a sensor that measures the rotary angle or position. The last type of devices that I want to discuss is timers. They come in many different forms. Timers are not actuators in the sense that a relay or solenoid valve is an actuator. Timers send out control signals based on time. There are electromechanical timers and there are electronic timers. The alarm on your alarm clock is an example of a timer. There are timers that are used to turn on coffee makers in the morning so that coffee is ready when a person gets up. The only information used to control something is time. Timers can be operated over different time spans, ranging from, say, 10 minutes to 24 hours, 7 days that make up a week, or 365 that make up a year. If you have a programmable thermostat that has different temperature settings for weekends and weekdays, that is a timer based on a 7-day time span. Timers can have different time settings on and off. They can be in the range of seconds and up to days, and they can be battery operated or use different input voltages. Timers are like relays in that they usually have load limits, which is described by the contact rating that indicates the maximum load that the timer can be used to turn on or off. You will have a chance to use a timer in one of the labs. This brings to the end of Lecture 14, Section 5 video and the material on actuators. Please write down any questions you have and bring them in class or lab. Thank you.